Manga, manga, and more manga. I read a lot of it in my spare time, and by spare time, I mean at work. So much so that I decided to say, hey, screw it, let's see if any of these are worth your time. And with time in mind, I'm not going to waste any of yours. Let's see if this manga is for you in 10 minutes or less. Giya the Enticing and Tadamichi the Undisturbable is a manga created by Sugawara Yutaro, published in Magazine Pocket from December 19, 2019 to July 16th of 2020. So yes, for the first time we're actually covering a manga that is done. However, the manga itself is not fully translated into English, at least online. So if there are any official translations of said manga of which I have not been able to find, please do tell me in the comments. The manga follows the misadventures of Giya Ruko and her constant attempts to fluster Shindou Tadamichi, a fellow student who is a part of the Public Morals Committee. Throughout the manga, you have Giya trying to fluster Tadamichi in any way she can, whether it be through skimpy clothing, sleepovers, cooking, and the like. And of course, her inevitable failure of said flustering, which usually involves her getting flustered herself. And that is the story of the manga, summed up. Starting off with the characters, we go with Giya Ruko, a gyaru who I find intensely entertaining. There's just something about the idea of a hardened delinquent just trying her best to fluster the ever so stoic, morally high-grounded man in Tadamichi. There's just something about her personality that I find incredibly adorable, and I also like the fact that she plays off Tadamichi really well, and not in the typical sense of she's just the girl romantic lead. There is something there that I really do like, and the chemistry between her and Tadamichi is very believable. As for Tadamichi himself, he's an extremely engaging and entertaining character. He plays the straight man, the opposite of Giya, and they just work really well off each other. As I mentioned before, they have an actual chemistry there that makes it pretty believable that these two would actually become a couple or romantically involved in some way, shape, or form. I like it, and it's not so much the sense of normal rom-coms where they have a constant will they won't they. This manga really does like to hammer home that yes, they will. Not hard on the screen, but you know that they will, and the manga has no problems implying that you're right in that assumption. As for the comedy itself, it's actually very well done. I actually do find myself chuckling a bit at some of the comedy. It's not laugh out loud like excuse me dentist, it's touching me, but it does have some pretty nice moments and actually gets a chuckle out of me here and there. The art in this manga is really nothing to write home about, but for what it is in a rom-com, it's a cutesy, nice art style that I think does complement the comedy and the romantic parts pretty well. Again, it's not going to win any awards, and I very much doubt anybody's going to be going out of their way to say, oh, the art is fantastic, but for what it is, and for what it's trying to strive for, I think it does very well. Overall, Giya the Enticing and Tadamichi the Undisturbable is a pretty fun time. I wouldn't put it in the upper pantheon of comedy rom-coms or even comedy in general manga that I've read in the past, but I also wouldn't put it anywhere near the bottom of the barrel. I think it's somewhere in the middle, and I think for the short chapter length, which is only 18 chapters by the way, you can read this entire thing in an afternoon, if that, and I think you'd have a fun time. I think overall the characters themselves have a very good chemistry, the comedy is chuckle-worthy, and I think the art is just cute enough to keep you engaged, but not overly drawn or artistic enough to really make you go, wow, this is something way beyond what it should be. But again, as I mentioned before, it doesn't need to be, especially for something in this genre. So overall, I give it about a 6, 6.5, maybe a 7 if I'm really feeling generous. I say go ahead, go read it, check it out for yourself, and tell me what you think. But that is time, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, I want to take some of your time to say thank you very much for watching this video. I know this was the shortest one in 10-minute history, but there isn't really much to say about this manga other than it's pretty funny and it's a very cute time to read. But thank you guys again for watching. If you like what you saw, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again next time for another manga in 10 minutes or less. Bye-bye.